So hi everyone, welcome back to another video, and in this video we are going to learn how we can create the reordering list, or I can say drag and drop feature in some sense, okay, in Jetpack Compose. Okay, so let us first of all see what we are going to create in this particular video. So as you can see, I am having a lazy column, and inside this lazy column I have shown a few items. Okay, so what you can do over here is you can just simply hold one of the items and simply just drag it anywhere in the list you want, and simply just drop it wherever you want it to relocate. Okay, again this is going to happen in the actual list that you're gonna create. Okay, so means that the original list is going to get updated in real time. Okay, so yes, this is what we are going to actually create in this video. So let's just not waste much of your time and let's get started. Okay, so before moving ahead in this video, I would like to give a huge shout out to this library which we are going to feature in this video. Okay, and I would say which we are going to use for implementing this drag and drop feature in today's video. Okay, so yes, I'll give the link of this library in the description, so you can just go and check that out. Also, if you like reading the documentations and everything, then yes, the documentation is given over here and it's pretty simple and straightforward. Okay, but if you don't like reading the documentation and everything, then you can follow the tutorial thoroughly and you will get how to use this library and implement the drag and drop and reordering feature. Okay, so yes, kindly just check this repository out. I'll just give the link in the description. Okay, so let us first of all start by building the list first. Okay, so I will just say list variable, and I'll just create it using remember. Inside this remember, I am going to use mutable state list of, it's gonna be of type string, I would say. Okay, and after that I'm gonna apply, and I'm going to build a string that is add all, and I'm gonna build a list of size, say for example 50, and I'm gonna map those lists, and I'm gonna build this item it. Yes, so what it's gonna do is it's gonna simply create a list of 50 elements which are going to be mapped as item 1 2 3 4 5 6 50 and so on. Okay, so this thing is pretty simple. Okay, so yes, I have this list right over here. After that, what I need is simple lazy column, of course. So let's just go directly into it, and inside this I'm going to pass a modifier, and it's gonna take the entire size of the screen. After that, what I need to do is I just need to simply give it some other modifiers which are given, or I can say provided by the library. So first one is reorderable, and it accepts a reorderable state which I need to declare right over here, that is reorderable state, and it's gonna be remember reorderable state, and on move is the lambda which we need to work on, and we're gonna put all of the logic. Okay, like whenever the user starts dragging an element and drops it somewhere, then we need to perform the reordering in the actual list. Okay, so that entire logic we are going to keep it in this on move lambda. Okay, so yes, we need to simply pass this state to reorderable. Also, what we need to do is we need to give another modifier that is nothing but detect or reorder after long press. Okay, so I'm gonna pass the state right over here again once more. What it is going to do is it is going to detect, as the name suggests, of course, it's gonna detect the reorder after somebody long presses on any of the children's in this entire list, or I can say the lazy column. Okay, so yes, that is I would say pretty much it. So yes, after that I'm gonna build the items. In these items I'm gonna use the one with I would say list acceptance. Okay, so which is going to accept the list. And yes, one more thing that you need to do over here is you need to give the key. Okay, so the key is actually really important. I think I made the wrong import. Yes, this is the correct import. It is going to ask me for the list. It says required is an integer snapshot that was found is a list. So I think it is just because of this thing. Yes, inside the key you need to pass something unique. Okay, so as you can see, as I am getting the string, that is the individual strings that will be there in this list. Okay, of course, so that is what I'm passing over here. If you guys are having a list of some sort of, I would say, data class or something, then you need to pass the primary key of that data class or something which is unique in all of those elements which are in your list. Okay, so you need to pass that particular thing. So say for example I have a data class which is about user, then it would be something like it.id, which will be the ID of that particular user. Okay, so that is what you're gonna pass over here. This thing is very important because of this the reordering animation and everything happens. So if you miss this particular thing, then of course it's gonna lead you to some critical bugs and everything. So please don't forget these lines. Okay, so I would say a few lines are very important. Okay, that is, you need to declare the list with this mutable state list off, because this is what going to cause the recomposition. Otherwise the recomposition won't happen. Okay, another thing is this state, and you need to pass this state in this two places. Okay, and after that you need to create this items block. Okay, inside that this list is passed as usual. Okay, and the keys is very important. After that there is two more important things I would say, that is wrapping your whatever item you are keeping, or whatever widget or whatever composable you are going to keep in your items block. You need to wrap it with reorderable item, that is this one, and you need to pass in a few things. That is, first of all is I would say reorder state. Of course, the same reorder state that we declared, we need to pass it over here, and the key is nothing but the item. I am going to change the name of that item. Okay, yes, this is the item. I will just replace it, and yes, that's it. So again, the same key that I have passed over here, I'm going to pass it over here as well. After doing that, I can just simply draw whatever thing I want to keep inside this particular items block. Okay, so say for example, there is some list item inside this list that you can simply just do whatever like you normally do with your I can say lazy column or anything. Okay, so I'm gonna say list item. Okay, so I'm going to use the composable that is default given by default in this composable. Okay, inside this headline content I'm going to pass the text. Okay, so the text is going to be nothing but the item, of course. Okay, and yes, after that I'm going to give it some designing kind of thing. Okay, so I would say okay, content padding, that is going to be padding values. I'm gonna say somewhere around 25. So what it would do is it would give padding from left side, top and bottom of the children's in this list. After that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give some styling to this list item. So I'm going to say for example modifier, I'm gonna clip this first of all so that it has some rounded corners. Okay, so rounded corner shape, I'm gonna say 10 dp. After that, what I want is I want some shadows. Okay, which we will give later, no worries. Also, I'm gonna give some colors. So list item dot colors, and I'm gonna say list item defaults dot colors, and I'm gonna give the container color as color dot light gray. So this is what we have got so far. Okay, before moving ahead, I want to also give the vertical spacing. Okay, that means all of the I would say children's inside this would get equal spacing between them, 10 dp or maybe 20. No, 15 dp is I guess enough. Okay, that's it till here. And yes, now let us go ahead with building the on-move logic, okay, which is one of the most complicated part where most of the users, or I can say developers, stuck at. Okay, so here inside this move we get two things. Number one is from, and another one is to. Okay, so what are these basically? So whenever some user tries to drag something, okay, so that particular item's information comes as from, and wherever the user is going to drop it, or wherever the user has hovered it above, okay, that is nothing but to. Okay, so yes, we have to build a logic where we have to swap both of this. Okay, so for doing that, what we simply do is we simply just remove the element, okay, wherever it was from. Okay, so say for example I just started dragging the first item, so I would just remove that first item from its original place, and I would just place it between the 2 and its next element. Okay, so what I would do over here is I would just simply say list dot apply, and I would say add at particular index. Which index? So of course over here I am going to add that particular element from to 2's place. Okay, so that means I need the 2's index, because that is where I am adding my from element. Okay, so that is a 2 dot index, and what thing I need to add over there? So whatever thing I am bringing from of course it seems a little confusing, but yes, you will get at the end what I'm trying to say. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to wrap it inside a remove at. Okay, so I'm gonna say from dot index. So what this remove at will do is it will remove that particular indexes element. Okay, so of course from is the place where we are going to start the drag gesture from. Okay, so that is the particular items index value where whichever we are dragging currently. So it's gonna remove that particular item from its own index, and what it's gonna do is it's gonna give us that particular element back. As you can read the element that has been removed. Okay, so it's gonna return us that. So whatever item is getting removed from's index, okay, we are going to remove it, we are going to get it, and we are going to add it to the particular to's index. Okay, and the to's index is going to shift by 1, and it's gonna take the from's index. That is the default nature that we get in mutable state list of. Okay, so let us simply run the application and let's. Okay, so over here we have got this list, and if we just try to I would say hold this particular thing and try to drag and drop it somewhere, as you can see it doesn't happen. That is because I have missed one thing, that is nothing but the state. It is very important again, as I mentioned, that there are few things that you need to remember. The first one is this particular list, mutable state list of. It should be mutable state list of, which is going to kind of emit the recompositions and everything. Then there is this reorderable state and this lambda, where you just kind of apply your reordering logic, and then there will be this 2 modifiers that you need to give to the lazy column. And of course, one thing that I missed, you can apply this particular logic and everything to any sort of lazily loading composables, like lazy column. Of course, that's what I'm showing. Then you can also apply this to lazy row. You can also do this thing for lazy grid or something. Okay, so any kind of lazy layout, it's gonna work. Okay, for that as well. After that, this key is very important, and after that the first item should be nothing but the reorderable item, and inside this you need to pass this parameters as well. Here what I missed is nothing but the state, that is nothing but the lazy list state. Okay, so we don't have to declare it separately like the lazy list state that we declare usually, but what you can do is you can just get that from this reorderable state. It's gonna provide us the lazy list, and simply we just pass it right over there. Let's try to run this again, and let's see if our desired output is got or not. Okay, so as you guys can see that my application is run successfully. So if I just try to hold this particular thing and try to drag, and yes, as you can see it works very smoothly, and the animation seems very cool actually. And if I just drop it, then yes, it's amazing. Okay, so yes, but it doesn't seem that cool because the user won't have that smooth kind of experience whenever they just hold to, so they won't know that the user has kind of started the drag and drop thing. So for that, what I'm going to use is I'm going to use this is dragging thing. Okay, which is going to be the boolean, which is this reorderable item returns us inside this content thing. Okay, so what is this is simple boolean, okay, which is going to tell us that if the current item, okay, that is say for example in our case this item 0, okay, so this particular item, is it currently been dragged by the user or not? So if it's gonna tell us true, then yes, this item is getting dragged, and if false, then it's not getting dragged. Okay, so what we want is whichever item is currently getting dragged, we're gonna add some elevation first of all to it, and it's gonna be animated, of course. So I'm gonna say animate DPS state. So I want that if the current whatever item is getting dragged, then I want somewhere around 3 dp of elevation, else I want no elevation, that is 0 dp. Okay, and I gonna add a label parameter that is for inspecting the animation actually, but I don't want to inspect anything right now, so I'm just leaving it as empty. After that, what I want is I can say scaling a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna say scaling, and I'm gonna say animate float as state, because of course the scaling happens in float values. So I'm gonna say again is dragging. If the current element is getting dragged, then please give a scaling of somewhere around 1.05. so it's gonna scale up a little bit, and if it's not scaling, then of course you need to give it the default scaling, that is nothing but 1f. Again, the label as blank, and after that Sorry. After that, what I am doing is I'm just simply passing both of these things right over here. So yes, before clip you need to pass this elevation. Why? Because if you pass the elevation after the clip, okay, then it's not gonna show anything. Why? Because the elevation is showing behind the I would say content, and the clip is going to cut that entire elevation if you give it after that. This is a concept of composable chaining and everything. So if you don't know about that, then don't worry. Many beginners kind of get stuck over there, but you are going to get used to this particular thing in Compose with time and with practice. Okay, so before clipping I am going to give it a shadow that is gonna take the elevation, and also it's gonna take the shape that is going to be rounded corner shape and 10 dp. Okay, before the shadow I want to apply the graphics layer, and with the help of this graphics layer we are going to give it the scaling. So I'm going to say scale x equals to scaling dot value, and same thing I want to do is scale it from the y-axis, and I'm going to say scaling dot value. Sorry, not this one, scaling dot value. Let's run the application. And yes, before that let us understand why I have used this graphics layer modifier instead of just the simple scale. Okay, so many people don't know about this, but yes, this graphics layer just avoids the unnecessary recompositions and everything which this scale modifier does. Okay, so it is, in simple words, you can understand it like the graphics layer optimizes the recompositions and everything instead of just unnecessarily recomposing the everything. So yes, in simple words, it's like it's a optimized way of scaling thing. Okay, so if you are if you just want to scale anything, okay, then yes, always go for graphics layer instead of the normal scaling. Okay, so let us run the application and let's see what we get. So now if I try to just simply drag any of the items, so say item 0, as you can see the item scales up a little bit, and it has a shadow, nice shadow around it. So user now knows that okay, this particular item is getting dragged currently, and wherever I want to drag it, I can just simply drag it, and if I want to drop it somewhere over here, then I can just simply drop it. So yes, this is a very cool thing. And yes, one more thing that I want to show you guys is that say for example this is my 9, and if I want to scroll it up and I take it over here, then as you can see it scrolls up on its own. Okay, so that is one of the best parts about this library. So yes, that was the whole video, and I'm gonna wrap it over here. That's everything. If you guys are having any doubts, then you can leave in the comment section. But yes, before ending this, I want to show you guys something that is nothing but this rest of the parameters, okay, that this reorderable state accepts. Okay, that is list state. You can explicitly just specify whatever list state that you wanna pass. Okay, so then you can kind of scroll offset and everything. You can listen to those everything, and yes, that's what you can do. And you also get some other I would say events or lambdas, okay, that is can drag over. Okay, so where you can specify the condition if the drag can complete, okay, or not. And you can also get some other events like on drag end. So whenever the drag is getting completed, then this lambda will get invoked. Okay, so then there is max scroll per frame. So as I showed you that whenever you are scrolling by taking this particular thing to top, okay, or bottom at the same time, then how fast it's gonna scroll. Okay, so the higher the value you give to this particular max scroll per frame, the faster the animation is going to be, or faster the scrolling is going to be. Then there is drag cancel animation. That is whenever you cancel the animation, okay, whenever you cancel the drag, then is it going to cancel with an animation or not. So you can pass no animation, or you can pass your custom animation as well. Okay, but the thing which we are going to focus is on this on drag end. Okay, so say for example I simply write okay, let's say from 2, and I'm not gonna use them actually, but I'm just gonna show you the thing that is nothing but the list. Okay, that is list dot to list, and I'm gonna say join to string. Okay, so let us just run this, and I'm gonna open the logcat. Okay, of course. Okay, so if I start dragging any of the items, say for example I start dragging this 3 and I take it to before the place of 1, then as you can see here whatever the list is getting printed from this particular lambda, okay, that is 0 3 1, and as you can see this is the sequence 0 3 1. Okay, so in short, this drag end will get invoked after this on move. Okay, so say for example after the user completes the dragging, you want to make some sort of API call or something, then yes, of course you can do that inside this on drag end. So whenever this lambda is getting called, then your actual list will be the updated one. So after that you want to update the position to your server or anything like that, or in your local database or anything, then of course you can get those events and you can do those things inside this on drag end, where you can get the updated list. Okay, so yes, this is it. I guess this is a very cool library, and yes, of course you can implement this in your actual projects and everything. It's just very simple and easy to implement. Okay, so the link for this library is given in the description. Okay, you can check out the repository and everything, you can check out the documentation. So yes, if you guys are having any kind of doubts or anything, then you can leave in the comment section. I will try to solve as many doubts as possible. So if you guys like more such tutorial videos or featuring such cool libraries or helpful libraries, then yes, kindly let me know in the comment section. I'll try to make more such videos on some helpful libraries for Jetpack Compose. So that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Keep coding.